Here it is, my 1995 white Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. And in my opinion, she's a beaut. I have now 3 of these. I thought I would be getting myself down to one of them, this one. But instead, I have a burgundy one, which I've made a video of. That's the 95 with 46,000 miles. And this is a 95 with approximately 100,000 miles, and I'll explain that in just a little bit. Of course, this is one of the very desirable LT1 powered Fleetwoods. It's not as in pristine a condition as the 46,000 mile car. It's got a couple little flaws here and there. You can see the grille is got a little chip in it there, and there's a couple little bits of road rash if you peel your eyes. But it's really striking in white, at least in my opinion, with the simulated carriage roof. That was a factory option, actually. This one also suffers from a little bit of old man-itis. You can see here that the previous owner got into a little minor fender bender. Actually, that's how I acquired the car. Grandpa got just a little too old for it. Overall, though, this car has been lovingly maintained and is in beautiful, beautiful condition. We look at the interior. Oh, and it smells so good. I keep these cars in really good shape, and so they smell like leather. I mentioned in my previous video that this one does have a couple dash cracks, which is very common on these Fleetwoods. My burgundy one and my other one, which is still a secret, don't have the dash cracks, but this one does. The other one is underneath that car cover over there, and I'll be revealing that in about a week. So let's take this one for a drive. We can see from the driver's area that this one does not have the crack that usually shows up right here. However, it does have this B-pillar wear, which is really common on these Fleetwoods. My burgundy one doesn't have that, but this one does. I mentioned approximately 100,000 miles. So what happened with this car is something that's common on these Fleetwoods or on Cadillacs of this vintage. Power antenna's working, it's going up. Is the odometer failed. And so I can look at the Carfax report and I can see when the odometer failed, because the readings between services start to get erratic. They go up and they go down by big amounts, which is actually one of the ways in which these things fail. And so the previous owner decided to simply put in a used cluster. And not the choice I would have made. I would have sought to get a cluster reprogrammed to affect the mileage, which you can do. It's about $100. You have to take the dash apart and then send it off to a place that'll do that. So I would represent the car as having about 100,000 miles, as evidenced by Carfax. You can actually see all of the oil change records, and you can see that the history of the car, that the previous owner got the oil changed about every 3,000 miles. And so if you just start adding up those oil changes, you'll run into about 100,000 miles on the clock. So here we are, the big Caddy. I'll pop it over. This one just starts beautifully. And just like the other Caddies, the doors lock when you put it into drive. And just like my other videos, I pretty much am terrible at this. But here we go. The white 95 Caddy Fleetwood. I'm actually going to turn on the air conditioner. It's a bit warm in here. All right. It's not particularly warm here in Minnesota today. I think it's going to be about 60. All right, clearing the way. So as I mentioned, I have 3 of these, and this is the one with the most miles. The one I just acquired has 75,000 miles. This one, like I said, is about 100. It's in beautiful shape. No clunks, rattles, quiet exhaust, smooth tranny. And we'll take it on the same test drive loop that I've done in the past. Drive by some of my ritzy neighbors. I'm the poor dumb guy with too many cars. And I'm going to do something I haven't done on one of these yet. I'm going to take the trash control off because it's really fun. And actually, the trash control is way under there in the glove box. Did I do it? I did. Trash control is now off. You can see it on the dashboard. Look to my right, look to my left, and get her somewhat straight. And that's 55 already. That's plenty of power. These LT1 Fleetwoods, they go. And by the way, you can't quite tell from the video, but this is uphill. I'm driving up a hill right now. So I should probably stop these acceleration runs, running them up a hill. Trying to move this 4,600 pound brick up a hill. This one rides a little differently than the Burgundy one. The Burgundy one's a bit tighter, probably due to its low miles. And this one wanders just a little bit more. There's no noises up front, and I've had the front end checked. It might just be the fact that the Vogue tires are starting to show their age. I don't know. But it drives true. I mean, it tracks down the road straight and all that. It's a little bit more floaty up and down. It's a little bit more wandery than the Burgundy Fleetwood, which I would say drives like new. This one drives, I think, like a 100,000 mile car where there have been some suspension components replaced over time, but a lot of the suspension components are probably original, which means they're, 26 years old at this point. That said, anybody who knows these GM platform, Caprice, Buick, etc., I mean, they're really cheap to fix, and they last forever. That's a dock boat. The ice is off of Tonka now, and there are docks being installed, and so a lot of dock boats are out there placing people's docks and so on. So same loop, same bumpy road. You can't quite tell how bumpy this road is, but there's plenty of road gashes and such that would make other cars chatter a bit, but not these Fleetwoods. They're so smooth. It's not refined body action like a unibody car. It's a bit wallowy, body on frame type motions, but what transfers to the seat is easy to tolerate. It's all smothered. I love these cars. I'm so privileged to own 3 of them at this point. Right now, as it sits, I'm going to probably keep this white one unless somebody makes me an offer I can't refuse. But I would like a little bit more time with this one to just, I'll probably get the odometer recalibrated and just do a couple little things on it. I enjoy this one a lot. It's not as pristine as the Burgundy one, so I feel like I can, drive it and enjoy it and not really have a museum piece where I want to keep the miles down in the 46,000 range. This one is more of a beautiful driver. It's a great date night car, for instance. So I will pull into my driveway and make a slight reveal of the other Fleetwood. The Burgundy one is in its permanent storage where I keep it, and the other Fleetwood, if you can see, is underneath that cover. It too has chromes and Vogues, and it is dark blue. And so I'll be doing a video on that one in about a week or so when I can get it all put together. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. You'll note that I don't use my face a lot. It's not really about me. I'm not trying to create wealth from a YouTube channel, for instance. I'm just trying to share what I believe to be really nice cars. And I think these Fleetwoods are spectacular value. They're going up in value in terms of what they're worth if you keep them in good shape. And just wonderful, neat cars to drive, and hearkening back to kind of a time when cars were built very differently than they are now. So I hope you enjoy this video, and have yourself a great day.